The very same night we liberated the capital, a messenger arrived from Deirdre. Claude must have predicted that we'd retake it. Claude's a hard person to read. It's obvious not much escapes his eye, though. Kind of unsettling, honestly.
Hey, you.
One to remember. One to remember.
I'll cut you down!
All right, next. You haven't earned my pity.
So, listen.
I heard that Deirdre is under attack. I hope Judith is all right. She may be the hero of Daphne, but facing the might of the Empire? I wish there was something more I could do. But I can only pray and hope.
Pardon me.
Incredible. Dimitri is going to Claude's aid. How great is that? It's like we've gone back to how things were 5 years ago. It's so nice. Just imagine if 80 was there too. I suppose you can't ever really go back to the way things were in the past.
Pardon me.
This is no good. Sing from your diaphragm. Lo! Get it? Lo!
Not sure I should sing with everyone. I'm not great at harmonizing.
Please? Well... You know...
We're still searching for Lady Rhea. No news on that, I'm afraid. Lord Arendelle, the Emperor's uncle, is the regent of the Empire. If we crush them at Deirdre, maybe we'll capture him and wring some clues out of him.
Okay.
Wow, Q. A javelin? Messed up, Q. Wow. It's so funny. Angela has so many travelers. Q, you're only selling a javelin. Only a javelin. Look at this. Shandy has been busy. Yeah. Lala, man. Lala has sent many travelers there.
What do you think?
Guess this doesn't end with liberating the kingdom capital. Deirdre is next. That prince really works his people hard, doesn't he? Or should I be calling him a king now? Whatever the title is, he'll always be Dimitri to me.
It's always cool seeing the travelers. I bought a bunch of stuff off them, so that's right into my maddening. Pretending to be like, why'd you want to give a sword? I know. Greedy.
I'm glad Dimitri and Claude don't have to fight one another. I am the daughter of an Alliance Lord, though, so I suppose that goes without saying. Having to fight with your former classmates is just so terribly sad.
I agree.
Let's see. So war finally comes to the Alliance territories. I don't mean that there's never been fighting on Alliance soil, of course. There have been countless skirmishes between neighboring lords, as well as conflicts with Almyra. But this is an invasion by an army of the Empire. It's a whole different animal. I don't want to see my family get dragged into this. I hope we can drive back the Empire.
Hey, yourself.
Claude. Which one was he again? Oh, right. Yeah, of course I remember him. It's just, I can't picture his face. Don't remember what he looks like. I'm not sure if I ever knew.
You should. I mean, after this week, I'll play Kingdom. Cause that's a game I want to practice. Meg was I can tell Meg has a lot more experience on me than that one. So I'll practice that, but if you want to play Fire Emblem, I'm totally down. It's always fun interacting with you guys, when I'm on my own stuff.
I am being told you can see the sea from Deirdre. Not just see, that it is right there in front of you. In Bridget, the sea has great closeness. I would be looking at it every day. But in Garreg Mach, we cannot look at the sea. So I am feeling drawn to Deirdre. Yes, I think the sea has much beauty, but can also be frightening.
Alright. Well, after the week, then we'll go to Kingdom. I'm excited to start again in Fire Emblem. I have so many new ideas.
A hungry hero is no better than a well-fed soldier. Do you know that saying? No? That's because I just made it up. If you're hungry, you're never going to be at full strength. Keep your belly full and stay strong.
I enjoy cooking. You seem to know what you are doing.
That reminds me.
Yeah. I did not think I would like. Well, okay. When I first started New Game Plus, I didn't think I'd like it because I was like, this makes the game way too easy. But the more you play, the fact that you can keep your progress with people, I like it. I like it a lot. The more time I gave it, the more I'm like, oh, it's a genius. It's a genius.
That looks appetizing.
This is a wonderful dish. You could sell this in any restaurant in the capital.
Claude, eh? He always was sharp among his peers. Never let himself get caught up in conventions. He wasn't typical in Fodlan. I'd like to save him if we can. You may be right.
Right. Deirdre, huh? I've always wanted to go there. In Fargus, most of the towns are pretty much glorified fortresses. So, to hear about a place called the Aquatic Capital, it just sounds so elegant. When the war's over, I hope I can visit with everyone there.
I went to visit my adoptive father at his home in the capital. He used to grovel at Cornelia's feet when the city was under her control. But after it was liberated, he started courting the kingdom instead. I suppose he was just doing what he needed to survive. No matter what becomes of the world, it'll always be plagued by people like him.
Yes, that is true. Mercedes. She's so cool. Another character that annoyed
Professor.
me, but ended up really liking.
It'll take a little while yet for the capital to be restored to its former glory. But it's not dead yet. Doesn't matter how many times you put the people of Ferdiad down. They'll get right back up again. Just you watch. Before long, things will be back to how they were.
Professor? Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Deirdre is known as the Aquatic Capital. It's a beautiful town with streets that seem to float on the water and an impressive harbor. In times of peace, it would be a wonderful place for a holiday. Anyway, best of luck in the next battle.
That reminds me. We took Ferdiad back, but I never found the time to go shopping there. When the war's over and the city is revitalized, I'd like to visit again. Will you come with me, Professor? Really? Oh, I'm so glad. Although, I suppose we have bigger things on our plate, like Claude. He's in big trouble. I bet my family is too. We have to help them, Professor. I know we can't lose with you on our side.
Hey!
You know what just occurred to me?
What do you require?
When you have
Farewell.
classmates from other classes in yours, you get bonus dialogue, in essence, when you're going down the blue lines. Because, yeah, they're on the other side. It's really interesting.
We can't actually join you on the battlefield, but rest assured that we're there in spirit. We're doing everything we can to support the army, so give it your all out there.
Yeah, so see, I feel even better about making one playlist with my playthrough of Fire Emblem in the order in which I did it.
That reminds me.
Because, yeah.
What?
Because Hilda's technically, this is the Blue Lion Hilda.
I hope things go back to normal soon. People need more to smile about, aside from my great deals.
It's so lame that I can't romance Anna. Lame. I'm sure there's a good reason, but it's lame. It's lame, 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 lame.
Hello! Will this one do? It's all yours. Take it. Will this one do?
It's LeMay, yes.
It's all yours. Take. Will this one do? It's all yours. Will this one do? It's all yours. Take it. Will this one do? It's all yours. Will this one do? It's all yours. Take it. Tell your friends.
Hello there. This one, yes? I thank you. This one, yes? I thank you. This one, yes? I thank you. This one, yes? This one, yes? I thank this one, yes? I thank you. This one, yes? I thank you. This one, yes? I thank you. Return soon, please.
Hey, welcome. Come again.
There's I hope things go back to normal. Welcome! Is that the one? Thanks a bunch. Come back soon.
Professor?
We're gonna go help Claude? I haven't seen him in forever. Wonder how he's been. I chose this side because I believe in you, Professor. But it's not like I got anything against Claude. Of course! Claude was the kind of person who would be instantly friends with anyone. I got no clue what'll happen to the Alliance. But I sure hope Claude doesn't die.
That's right.
What?
What do you think?
The Alliance leader is too demanding, and the prince is too soft-hearted, don't you think? They spilled much of each other's blood at Grandeur. I lost a lot of friends to the Alliance. Sorry, I shouldn't complain. I know this is tactically sound. Everyone seems on board with it, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't have any misgivings.
If you travel east from the Alliance and cross Fodlan's Throat, you enter the land of Almyra. House Goneril's territory touches the eastern border of the Alliance. They also have Lord Holst, the most valiant warrior in the Alliance. Tasked with keeping watch over the Almyrans' movements, he rarely leaves Goneril territory.
Hello there.
Pam. What about Deirdre, the Aquatic Capital? I've heard it's a magnificent city, you know? If we're going, I wish it wasn't to wage war. It'd be more fun to visit with a cute girl on my arm. Yeah? Maybe you and me? That'd be a good reason to survive the war.
Oh.
Right.
Let's see. It was over 20 years ago. There was an illness raging across Ferdiad, while people were dying left and right. It was Cornelia who saved the kingdom from that dreadful illness. No, I hear she was originally an imperial scholar. She was in the kingdom by my father's invitation. People praised Cornelia as a saint for ending the epidemic. But there came a day when she completely changed. Her behavior, mannerisms, likes, dislikes, everything. Despite all that, Father still appointed her to a high post. After all, she had saved the kingdom from ruin by that disease. But above all, my stepmother trusted her. That's why what that woman said is... Never mind.
Lord Rodrigue Fraldarius has passed on. Margrave Gautier has assumed his position and is now gathering the lords of the Eastern Territories. House Gautier is equal in prestige to House Fraldarius. Sylvain is a Gautier. These lords are reorganizing the Fargus army and eradicating any remaining factions that claim allegiance to the Empire. Of course, His Highness is being kept apprised with regular reports, but it falls to me to monitor him and ensure he does not try to take on too much. I would ask you to do the same. If you take your eyes off that man, even for a moment, he is liable to do something rash.
People praised Cornelia as a... But there came a day when...
My uncle gave me some of my father's belongings, weapons, books. But there was something else that my old man really wanted to pass down. He wanted me to inherit his mission, ensuring that Dimitri ascends the throne. Or so I believe.
Traveling to the Empire, to the Kingdom, and then off to Alliance territory? Everyone certainly is busy. Perhaps it's not a bad thing now that I think about it. Peace will be lovely. Peace will, one assumes, be considerably less perilous.
Even if we do enter Alliance territory, we're not gonna find Lady Rhea there. I wish we could leave Claude be and go attack the Empire. I suppose if we can't beat the Empire forces here, then we can't get into the Empire lands, can we? I guess that just means it's hard work time, huh, Professor?
There is still more to learn.
Cornelia Arnhem. That's a familiar name, yes. She once studied in the Empire. My understanding is, shortly after I left the Empire, she did as well. Unlike myself, Cornelia traveled to the kingdom. Apparently, she halted a plague and was rewarded with a quite powerful appointment. That such an outstanding researcher should fall to such depravity. Sickening, Professor, and quite sad.
Speaking of which, with the capital recaptured, I desire to call him Your Majesty rather than Your Highness. He would refuse my desire, rightfully pointing out that he has not as yet been crowned. However, the day this war is ended and the Church has placed the crown upon his head, then he will truly be our king, and I will call him Your Majesty at last. I must go hear the reports from our spies. There is something worrying me, and no, it can wait. I shall tell you more when our information is more concrete.
I thought there was a chance that Cornelia had captured Lady Rhea, but it seems that is not the case. Our next foe, Lord Arendelle, was once a pious adherent to the Seros Creed. His contributions to the Church stopped quite abruptly some time ago. I think it is likely the man knows something.
You plan to aid Claude, do you not? Huh, I think that is absolutely marvelous. Being opposing forces at the Battle of Gronder was ill-fated. It hurt to side against him. I am happy that things have taken a brighter turn now.
Speaking of which, with the capital recaptured, I desire...
What do you think?
What do you think? Remember the Death Knight who stabbed me 5 years ago? Of course you do. How could you forget? Well, it turns out he's a general in the Imperial Army, claiming victories on dozens of battlefields. But it looks like he's not at Deirdre. Like every man in my life, he's run away from me. And he better run. One day I'm gonna find that guy and pay him back for what he did to me.
What do you think?
So House Regan has regained its influence in the Alliance, and is gathering forces. Claude always was somewhat inscrutable. It's strange somehow to hear talk of his brilliance as the leader of the Alliance.
The pro-imperialist lords who have let the Empire in have their hands tied. Houses Ardelia and Gloucester are exposed and likely caught off guard. That must mean that Claude's allies are... Without a doubt, she is providing reinforcements. She has always supported Claude. Whatever the situation, Claude's military strength is lacking. And what's more, they suffered casualties at Gronder Field. I don't know how long the Alliance forces will be able to hold out against the Empire. We've got to move quickly, or we may be too late.
Hello there.
Using the Great Bridge of Myrden as a base, we'll spread out and cover as much ground as possible in our search for Her Grace. Judging by the information we've gathered, the most suspicious location is definitely the Imperial capital. The Hrim territory, whose leader is a mere puppet, and the Ire territory, whose leader was deposed and disappeared. The Empire has a lot of places with suspicious happenings. It's certainly worth investigating. But it won't do to take too much time in relieving the Alliance army. Please, hurry.
It seems Dmitri has become downright charitable. But I believe he is operating under a serious misapprehension. It may appear as if Claude is appealing to Dmitri for aid, but that is not what is happening here. Yes, a fine example of how snap decisions based on mere appearances can lead to gross misunderstanding. Claude has asked for reinforcements from here because he knows that I am here. Simply put, he is not throwing himself on Dimitri's mercy, he is throwing himself on mine. I suppose there is nothing else for it, is there? We cannot turn our backs on those in need. Let us grant him the aid he requires. Professor!
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. I hear Deirdre is our next objective. Small world. That's actually where I grew up. It's a great place.
Need something? See you again soon.
So, the army runs you ragged, marches you from place to place, prodding you to fight. They promised me 3 meals a day. They'd have to give a lot more than that to get me to sign on. I'd rather starve down here than deal with that.
Professor, I was most relieved to hear that no one at the School of Sorcery was harmed. They are capable people who bear Fodlan's future on their shoulders. We can afford to lose none of them. In exchange for securing a bright future for magic in Fodlan, that is a small price to pay. The Alliance is next on our agenda, yes? Watch carefully for my dazzling spellcraft.
It's happened. The Alliance is now little more than a battlefield. I guess that was inevitable. So far, Albrecht territory has remained unscathed, but that won't last forever. I appreciate the sentiment, pal, but we can't just rush into this thing. Let's make sure we're ready, yeah? We're short on time, but we have to go in prepared. If we lose this, we lose everything. The stakes are too damn high.
So, the king who came back from hell, defeated the tyrant and liberated the people. It's like something out of a poetic saga. At least those in need will see it as such. It isn't like the poor need some lofty air basking in glory. What they need is someone who can ease their woes, keep them fed, things like that. How they view such a king all depends on his ability to provide for them. All things considered, I imagine Dimitri will do a fine job at it.
People have always fought, I guess. Bandits and nobles clashing over territory, things like that. So before the war, when folks talked about how peaceful everything was, I thought, what continent are you living on? I get it now. A few isolated skirmishes here and there are nothing compared to a full-blown war. The one truly peaceful place I've known was the village where I grew up.
Thank you.
Oh, wow, thanks. I am grateful.
Thanks.
Speaking of, with the capital, he would refuse. With the capital recap. Thank you. Thank you.
It was nothing. Of course I got it. No need to butter me up. It was nothing.
Thanks for your time.
Is this what success feels like?
Just as I've always expected. No matter how old one gets, it's always nice to hear, "Job well done." Just as I've always expected. I still have much to learn.
I find it difficult to believe I was wrong. I must continue my training. That was good exercise.
Of course I was right. I suppose it's working. What now? Do I get a reward? You're so good at teaching that you make me jealous. Let's do this again sometime, Professor.
Looks like I got it right. This is working out.
You really think I'm that great?
That was pretty good, huh? That was pretty good, huh? Looks like I got it right.
Naturally. Did you expect anything less? Let's not exaggerate. That was enlightening.
Professor.
We did well enough.
I see. I'm getting better at this.